Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Obviously today we're talking about Noob and Tremor. So we're gonna first get into what overall does Tremor do for Noob, for example, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty bits that you'll need to know, of course. As usual, if you'd like this type of content, please drop a like on the video. It helps me out in spreading my content throughout YouTube. And please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll guarantee to answer you within 24 hours. And if you like this type of noob content, please subscribe to the channel. We are doing noob with every single cameo. So yeah, you know, until the end of year 2 of MK1. So let's sort of talk about what you get with Tremor when you pick him with Noob. First of all, you get 100 health, so normally you'd have 1,000 health. Now you have 100, as you can see on the top of the screen. And you get access to using a lot of Noob's better quality moves, right? So you finally get to use enhanced Ghostball and all that sort of thing, which I'll talk about very soon. You also finally get a throw combo, which I'll also talk about very soon. And your setups become a little bit stronger. It doesn't improve the amount of ways you can use the setup for mid-screen, for example, but you can amplify your presence in the corner, and you guys will see that in the setup section that I have left for you guys. So let's get into the first move, which is in Aftershock. So we're going to go Aftershock, Metallic and Crystalline. By the way, Tremor is a very unique cameo in which all his summon moves, like up cameo and front cameo, and even in different variations, all the summon moves can be changed into ambush moves, but it takes the full cameo meter, right? So just want to quickly say that as well. The first one is Aftershock, and the first move you have is up cameo, right? This is a generic move. It leaves you at, you know, half a cameo usage. What do you use up cameo and Aftershock for? You literally use it for your grounded confirms. Now, all of the combos that you're going to see that are pretty much needed a grounded starter with Tremor, which by the way, Noob is a character that needed a cameo that could start combos for him grounded. Otherwise, you had to spend meter and it was not very good. So Tremor does do that for him and ends up being a pretty decent cameo just because of that. So like I said, you can do, you know, things like this, you know, 2-1-2 into it. You get the point. Anytime I've got a sample combo that starts like this, right, you can also, for example, let's say you're not in that variation, you can also just switch to it and then continue the combo. It takes the full cameo meter, but the cameo meter regenerates quickly with Tremor when you use a full cameo meter, so rather than the normal speed. So just to let you guys know that. And you can also, on top of, you know, using it in your combos by switching to it, it makes no damage difference. So if I was to use, for example, right, this, it does 137, right? And if I switch from Metallic into it, it still does 137, and the damage doesn't change. The damage scaling doesn't change throughout the combo, so it stays the exact same. It's just whether you're in the variation or not, and you can always change into it as well. Now, moving on to back cameo. This is one of the best moves that you have access to in Aftershock. Because as you guys are going to see, you guys get access to a throw combo. Now, this requires an ambush input during your throws, so you have to switch during it, right? And then you can confirm off that. If you time it perfectly, there you go, and then you can do that, and that's the optimal for 1 bar, and you get that with Tremor basically. So you guys have just seen how it's done. It's also in the combo section for you guys, but that's one of the best things that you have access to in Aftershock. What else do you get with Aftershock? You can also get pressure on block with your ground pound. Now, if you say open your opponent up, let's say in the corner, because this is more viable in the corner, you can do things which you'd have to ambush into it, by the way. You can do things like this. So let's say Mr. Liu Kang over here is going... Let's say Mr. Liu Kang over here is going to get hit, and then we can set up the Ghostball. So this is just an example. You can do this with all the other strings. It's a bit harder to execute, but with 2-on-2 it's very nice and easy. And then that ends up being completely plus. So you have a plus setup, right? And then they can't attack when the Ghostball is getting sent at them, because you can armor break them with standing 2 very quickly. If they try and press a button, Ghostball will catch them, in which you get a full combo. And yeah, it's literally a win-win situation, as long as you get the opening, right? As long as you get the opening. And now, like, Liu Kang can't do much, or whoever the opponent is, for example. So that's a good way to set up your Ghostball in a guaranteed form. And now your opponent has to worry about, you know, getting opened up, you know. So let's say I start doing strings, on block, for example, right? And then I can just pop this at any time. And also, in your zoning, if you use the Ghostball and let's say Liu Kang jumps, you can always pop it. And like, because he's in the air, he can't block, right? So that's another thing you can use the Ghostball for with your back cameo setups. And just to show you guys that some people will be saying, oh, well, can't you just armor through it? Well, you can't, right? And I didn't even let go of the Ghostball. So, yeah, this is almost a guaranteed way of, like, literally, you know, guaranteeing you damage. You can see that it breaks armor, and sometimes, even if you're very, very good, you can get it to make it gapless, and so they can't even armor if they wanted to. So yeah, as you can see right there, I literally made it completely gapless, and he couldn't even armor through the tiny gap. So, and the last move in Aftershock is going to be front cameo. This move is not the best, I'm going to be totally honest. And you'd much rather use the metallic version of it rather than the Aftershock version, because the Aftershock version is a high, which obviously means it can be ducked. When you use it as an ambush, yes, it cannot be ducked because it will jail, for example. So let's say we have Mr. Liu Kang here on duck, and alright, let's say I cancel into it. See, it can be ducked, but if I do a little bit of a better timing, as you can see, if I do it super duper early, then it jails and you literally can't duck it. But like I said, if you're playing Noob Tremor, you might as well just, you know, swap into the mid version with metallic, which we'll get onto a second anyway. So with metallic, let's talk about the forward cameo, right? You can see this is a very long startup at 29 frames, so you just don't use it, for example, on block like this, because it's terrible. It's not going to work very well. I'll just put him on block just to show you guys. Right, and there's just a huge gap in which Liu Kang can literally just standing on me, and I'm only +4 off that. So it's better if you just always ambush cancel into this move from a different variation. Now, other ways you can use front cameo is very limited, I'll be totally honest. So I'm going to move to Aftershock just to show you guys what you can do. The best way to use front cameo in metallic is literally to cancel into it. I'm going to put Mr. Liu Kang on block here, and I'm going to put him on reversal armor just to show you guys. Right, it's completely safe plus frames. If just to show you guys what it's like on block. It's literally plus 24, in which you can do anything and your opponent literally has to sit there and eat it. Even if they were to armor after this, the armor literally will not come out. So that is the way you use front cameo with metallic. The next one we have in metallic is going to be up cameo. Now you can see that I'm explaining a lot of metallic in terms of ambush, and that's pretty much because how you use it. You're never really going to be stuck in metallic and just like sitting in neutral with Tremor in metallic. The only reason you would ever want to do that is for the following moves, which is back cameo for the rolling rock, and then you have the back cameo when you hold the cameo button down. It becomes an overhead rock. That is literally the only time you will ever want to be in metallic, like just in neutral with Noob. Other than that, you'll want to be in either Aftershock or Crystalline. I'll be totally honest, you should mostly be in Aftershock most of the time, because Crystalline is only used for the setups, and the other move is not as good as you'd want it to be. So, what do you get with up cameo and metallic anyway? You finally get conversions like this, right? In which you can follow it up. I have it in the combo section for you guys, but you can do that sort of thing. You can also do this, right? And you can dash in and extend the combo. You can also get finally a confirm off your back 334, which is a launching string that you usually cannot combo off, but now you can. So yeah, up cameo in metallic usually gives you access to things that you didn't have before with the base kit Noob, for example. So that is something that you'll be using it for, and you guys have that in the combo section, so you guys can check that out. Now, we've been over back forward, we've been over back cameo, for example. Now, this back cameo can also be used as a read. So let's say I go into metallic, right? You can confirm off your teleport, right? So you see, if I try and react, it's actually very hard to land the teleport. Like that was almost a read, because I know it's like gonna happen, right? Like, as you can see, if you try and react to it, you're literally gonna get punished. Now, if you were to use it in terms of just, right, and then let's say Liu Kang blocks, for example, the ball will catch the opponent off, right? That if Liu Kang blocks, he's going to try and punish me. I use forward 4. Forward 4 is a bit slow, right? So I use back 2, it doesn't work. I use 1-2, 1-2 is not going to quite reach. You can use forward 1, but remember, forward 1 is literally Liu Kang having a 7-frame punish, and it reaches very far in front of him. Whereas a lot of characters, this is going to be completely safe, right? Like, you can see my 6-frame doesn't reach. My 7-frame down 1 does reach. So just make sure you're well aware of what can happen here. It's a bit of a gimmicky thing, and if the opponent is clearly not able to time their punish right, they will miss it. So this is a strategy you can use to just get in on your opponent, but obviously you can get punished. Now you have the crystalline version of Tremor, which is basically a utility version of him. You have back cameo, which gives you the armor, which you will never use just raw like this in crystalline, by the way, and I'll get onto that in a second. And then there's the front cameo, which is the Rock Punch. Now let's talk about Rock Punch very quickly. In the corner, you can get confirms with Rock Punch. Now, you can see when I use it as a summon, I actually can't combo off it because I'm still stuck in the animation. However, if I am in a different variation, right, now you can. Now, do I super duper recommend that you do this? Absolutely not, because it doesn't do a lot of damage and it takes up a bit of gravity scaling compared to up cameo in Aftershock and up cameo in metallic. So yeah, that's just how you're going to use it if you don't have access to aftershock, for example, or metallic. So just keep that in mind. So you have the crystal wall punch, which, like I said, if you cancel into it, you can use it for combos, but use it very sparingly. It doesn't do a lot of damage and takes up a lot of gravity scaling. So if you absolutely have to use it, then use it. But as you can see, it also takes a full kameo meter, even though it comes back pretty fast, right? For the crystalline version, which I didn't use, right? Even though it comes back pretty fast, you're still using the full kameo meter, and there's better ways to use that. And yeah, that's literally the only use you're going to get out of the wall punch with crystalline. Now, the next best move that you have in crystalline, which is the best move you have in crystalline, just period, is the armor, right? So you're always going to use this as an ambush move, and you can use this guaranteed every time after a teleport, right? And now, like, your opponent can't really do much. Even if you end the combo, right? Let's say we just end the combo with that, right? And as you can see, you get the setup all willy-nilly, and you can move all throughout it. The armor doesn't last very long, but this makes you very oppressive on your Oki, right? And on the opponent's wake up. They really can't do much. If they armor, they will get punished. If they press like a down 1, they will get punished. If they jump, like, you just anti-air them, right? So there's a lot of ways for you to just enforce this on the opponent, and this is also in the setup section for you guys. Now, some real quick overall notes that I'm going to say. If you want the most damage in a combo, right, that doesn't include Ghostball, you are going to use metallic. Now, I'm talking about ambush moves specifically, right? So if you want the most damage off your 4-4-3, you're going to use the metallic up kameo version. However, if you are in metallic at that time and you cannot switch, and you cannot, like, you know, because it just doesn't come out, like I'm doing the up kameo input and using it as a summon, it doesn't work, right? So the next best thing after metallic's up kameo is literally aftershock. So make sure you are using that, right? And you get the confirm. It's almost the same. It takes a little bit more gravity and does a bit more damage scaling, but like I said, metallic's version is just much better on the up kameo type of thing. And yeah, that's pretty much how you use Tremor with Noob. As you can see, it's not a team I super duper recommend. It is fun though. You can do a whole lot of ambush things, and considering they fixed the timer on all of their ambush moves is really, really nice. Except for the crystalline armor, that still takes a very long time to come back, and rightfully so. But yeah, you finally get a throw combo, right? You can get some meterless damage off a teleport confirm. You can get some meterless damage off your back forward 3 full screen confirms, which I also have in the conversion section of the video. It's just you finally get access to a lot of things that Noob should have access to. And like I said, Noob is definitely a character that was made in mind with cameos, right? He's not meant to do a lot of things by himself, and Tremor definitely fills that gap, especially because he does grounded combos, like extenders and starters. And the fact that you can get Ghostball combos now, which you guys will see in the combo section, is like, that's the most amount of damage you can get for 1 bar in any given combo, whether it's in the corner or mid-screen. So yeah, it's pretty insane. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please drop a like on the video, it helps me in spreading my content throughout YouTube. If you have any questions, like usual, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer you within 24 hours. And please, if you like this type of content with Noob, trust me, we are covering Noob with every single cameo in the game, plus Katana, plus Shang Tsung, and we've already done Liu Kang, provided if they don't, you know, add new cameos in year 2, which they probably will, and I'll cover them straight away, of course. So if you guys like that type of content, I also stream MK1 at least once a week on Combat League. We also, at the start of the season, do some offline invasions things as well. So yeah, if you guys like that type of content, please hit that subscribe button, costs you guys nothing, helps me out a lot, and hit the notification button so you know every time I drop a video and every time I go live. So yeah, that's going to be it, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the combos. See you next time.
Oh!